Clayton Kershaw last week had a perfect game through 7 innings. He had thrown only 80 pitches in this outing.
Yeah.
And it was against the Twins. It was against the Minnesota Twins
in
Minnesota. Okay, I feel like this is all contextual, right?
It's important.
Now, at the time, we were all extremely upset, Brig, right?
Yep, I'm still pissed. Go ahead.
Okay.
Back to you, Brad.
Brig is pissed. Newsflash. Also, water is wet. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I've had some time to stew on this, to think about it, and actually hear what Clayton Kershaw had to say about it. And the more I hear him talk about it, and by that I mean like I read 2 articles with quotes from him, I think he pulled himself.
Really?
Yeah. I think he pulled himself out of the game because did you get to watch the game, or are you just listening?
I watched it.
So when he came out after the 7th inning, he put his jacket on. He was going around high-fiving everybody in the dugout, everything.
Yeah.
Big smiles, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't seem upset about it at all.
That's true.
And Chris Mad Dog Russo was on the K-Rod broadcast last night talking about it, and he's like, Clayton Kershaw is soft. He pulled himself out of that game. You're a baseball player. You're going for history, blah, blah, all this stuff just going off. And I was like, I understand like being selfish and being upset about it, but honestly, Brig, it is, what month is it? It's still April.
It's still April.
That was his first start of the season.
Yep.
And we had a shortened spring training.
Yep.
Clayton Kershaw is like, you know what's more important to me? Rings. I got a no-hitter. I don't need a perfect game. I'm going to the Hall anyway.
You think he's going to the Hall of Fame anyway?
I think he's going to the Hall of Fame anyway. He's one of the greatest regular season pitchers we have ever seen.
That's true. That's super true.
And he got over the hump in 2020, and he was able to help his team win a World Series. And if he does it again this year,
then
he's a lock.
That's a lock. Yeah. Okay, so I'm upset for him and for the fan base. Now, if you take him out of the equation, where he's not upset for him, then I'm not going to be upset for him. What do I care? But I'm upset for the fans. I'm upset for baseball because we like to see perfectos. That's it.
Right, we do. And
it's good for baseball.
It is, and it's also an incredibly selfish thing, right? Like we want to go, and everything about being a fan is incredibly selfish.
It is. It totally is. We want
the players to go out there to play 162 games and play their best every single day. And if they play 160 and 5 of those they're like off, we're upset, right?
Especially if you're a Yankees fan. Because Rome is not yet burning, but boy, it smells like smoke. And it's still April. We played 9 games.
I saw a lot of stuff this weekend. It was like, now I'm not like worried for them or anything, but like, is it possible the Yankees like stink? Like,
yes, it is possible. Was that rhetorical, Brad? Because it's not.
It's just a question that I saw asked. And I was like, I don't know. It's only 10 games in, really early to tell. Like, the Orioles could go on a tear and be in first place in the AL East the end of April and still finish 30 games out of first place.
Totally.
At the end of the season.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely possible. The problem that the Yankees have is that they'll go in June, they'll rip off 15 in a row, and then in July they'll lose 15 in a row.
Sorry, I'm counting on my fingers all the things wrong with the Yankees right now.
You have your socks off?
Yeah, I do. I'm wearing Chacos, bro. It's above 40 degrees. Have you met me? No. No, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, we'll move on.
It's rough though.
It seems pretty brutal, honestly.
But you're right. That going back, we are selfish fans. Fans are selfish. That's the nature of being a fan. But I wish Clayton Kershaw had finished it out. I get the reasoning. I think he's right. Altruistically, I wish he'd finished it out and still gone into play in October. But I know both of those potentially aren't possible. But because it's April, why not leave him in? And if there is a need to rehab anything, if there is a need to pull him out, you can do that in May or June. I don't see the problem with leaving him in April. there's still so much margin to make things comfortable for October.
Right. And I understand all that. And I still think he could have gotten out of there in a perfect game with like 95 pitches
Totally.
with the way he was dealing. And my other thing was send him back out there. He gives up a hit or a walk or anything, pull him out.
Let it be his fault. Let the cards fall.
Mhm.
That's what I
Yeah.
say. Yes.
And I think if he wanted to come out, but Dave Roberts had sent him out there anyway, he probably would have just grooved one. They were up by 7.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. Like, who cares at that point? He has great run support and he has great defense behind him. I don't see why you take him out of the game. I'm still mad.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, I would have liked to have seen it, but I understand it. So I'm not mad anymore. It's just like it would have been cool to watch that finish out. But anyway. All right.
I'm mad. You don't have to be mad. I'm mad.
You can be mad for both of us, Brig.
I am.